So yesterday, as per usual, I did my 12 hours work, cutting grass till 8:15, picked up the post, and I received a letter. And on the back it said, "Please help." So I thought, what's all that about? So I opened it up, like you do after 12 hours work. Just what you want at the end of the day. And this is what I got. Dear Mr. and Mrs. Jewell, I feel the need to write to you in this fashion as our own very concerned and upset resident neighbours of Trimble. Myself and my wife, who are local and retired to this site a few years ago, have some very grave concerns. We accept that living next to a glorious campsite, as yours has been over the seasons, that we would expect some level of noise and a happy sound of families enjoying their holidays, which have always been a delight to listen to on many of our evenings and afternoons. Myself and my wife and several of my neighbours are afraid to say we have seen a gradual decline in the behaviour and the massive rise on noise levels from the once lovely Pennance Mill site. Over the past 18 months it's been really bad, with loud noise, out and about shouting, arguments, foul and abusive language into the early hours of the mornings. Myself and my neighbour experienced several noisy gatherings over the last 18 months, and over the lockdown period this level on some occasions has been very bad. We just recently had one night when we were all witnesses to a young couple shouting at each other. The language used was the worst I've ever heard for years, and all the others up to 3 AM on a weekday. This went on for over an hour, and the residents did call the police, but when they arrived it all stopped. We've had constant music playing and sometimes had to endure this all day, and it's very loud. On top of all this problems, we've had to endure most days and nights the constant smell of cannabis. This has been in the daytime as well as the night. The smell has been very strong, and on the weekends my grandchildren can smell it, and we have felt we should keep them away for this reason. I'm sorry to say several residents have reported this to the police, and they made a log to investigate. Only 2 weeks ago we went for a stroll, and over the hedge barking us was a very large dog. No owner was present at the time, and we were very aggressive and trying to get over the hedge. This resulted in us having to keep the grandchildren in again. I feel it's better to write to you this way, direct to yourselves, rather than to be confronted by young, angry residents that could do anything on drugs. The constant smell of cannabis and loud music is impacting on our people's lives, and we voted for you as a councillor in years gone by. I am sat here writing this letter, ironically, with the smell of cannabis coming into my dining room, and now the constant noise of the motorbike being ridden around the fields. I hope you can understand how upsetting it is for us all over here, and we have had to work hard over the decades to enjoy our retirement. We did walk over the other day to see if you were on the other side, and what we came across was what you could describe as a gypsy site, with drugs and mess everywhere. Pennance Mill campsite was always and such a great reputation locally. If the situation does not improve, as a resident, we have no action but to call the police and local news councils about this out of control gypsy drunken den. We do not want to take any further action. Please act, Councillor Jewell. So, you can see how I'm feeling, alright? I've had enough of you lot. anyone that can relate to that letter, I want you off by the end of this month. No questions, no ifs or buts. Because I've had a guts full of it. You don't want to know what I got to put up to some days. And that was the straw that broke the camel's back. I'm not going to mention any names. You all know who you are that's been up to this lot. You've got to go. It's not going to go on anymore. In the lockdown, I've been out on numerous occasions, and it's in here and out there. I've been assaulted. I've been questioned about my conduct on my own land, which I find unacceptable. I've been so lenient with some of you in due to regards to payments. I got people here now that owe me hundreds and hundreds of pounds, and they haven't been willing to pay. I've been the best landlord you could ever have, and you've taken the piss, and that has really hurt me. So I'm not going to say any more. I'm giving you to the end of the month. You know the ones that have been messing around and leaving it untidy. I've had enough. I had enough. The planning contravention notice has been filled out today. I've sent that in. They're probably going to come out and they'll probably put notices on some of you anyhow. But those of you that have been doing this stuff, you all know you are. You've got to go. All right, that's all I'm going to say. Anyhow, thanks everyone for coming. And as you imagine, I'm really upset. You know, I've helped you lot out.
It's up to you now
And
to
it's
show
really
your
hurt me.
respect. To show your respect and do what you got to do.
My family been here since 1929, and I've worked my guts out to get this place to this, and I'm not letting you lot ruin it. Okay?
So you've got to do the respectful thing now.
Do the respectful thing and clear off the ones that you know what you're doing.